Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome, one and all. It's the Fallout Roundtable podcast show. I am your host, Maverick Stone. As always, today is a very special episode with Jaxus and Sassy Lady, Gingerino, Romer are not here today. And we have Norville again.
Hello.
Sorry if I
Returning
can't.
guest Norval.
Sorry if, I can't say her name right.
Just think of
Welcome.
normal and just put a V there.
Norval.
Norval.
Yeah, just
There you go.
Norval. Yeah,
Norval.
take the M out. Yeah,
Norval. Okay.
yeah.
Well, if you like these shenanigans, how about you just look at the video version of the podcast on YouTube? You can look us up at the Fallout Roundtable. It's the same logo as on our Spotify. Not on Apple Podcast. I've learned it's our old logo, but it's still the same show all the time. If you want to look at us on Twitter, it's at Fallout RTB. If you want to send us a tweet, a question, anything at all, awesome. And if you want to send us an email, it's at Fallout. No, it's at
No ads. No ads. Just follow
Just
RTV
follow.
at gmail.com.
There you go.
We're still having that conundrum.
You are.
Yeah.
Him and the mouse in his pocket. Today,
Poor
Yeah,
buddy.
today let's Jaxus, how about you introduce us to our topic at hand for whenever this comes out?
okay, I got you. All right, so today we're going to be talking about where do you see Fallout in 10 years? And do you see Fallout in 10 years? Does it survive? Do we make
No.
it there? And then if we do make it there, what is that going to look like? So kind of like we know that Fallout, 5 is not going to come out for a while. Well, what's that going to look like when it does come out? I'm assuming 10 years, because that's kind of where they're going with it because of everything else that's going on. They got, they got Starfield, and then they're going to do the Elder Scrolls 6, right?
6. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we're going to get Fallout 5. And that's
Whenever all that's out.
that's supposed to be a good 10 years from now. Hopefully we get that sooner, but let's
Yeah.
go with the, guesstimation that possibly is going to happen in 10 years and what that looks like for us. Are we going to make it to Fallout 5? As we are, obviously
As
No.
a group or
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like those of us that, play Fallout 76 and those of us who are enjoying Fallout 4 and all the mods that go on with that, or Fallout 3 and all the mods that go with that. We're a huge community out there. And then it's like, well, does the community survive? Does it thrive? Does it grow? Where do you see it in 10 years? So that being said, Sassy, where do you see things in 10 years?
well, in 10 years, I hope we're all standing in line for the midnight release of Fallout 5. But, that's not going to happen because nothing gets released like in physical form anymore. But I'm hoping that in 10 years we'll have Fallout 5. I think we'll be collecting Social Security then or something. So maybe
Probably,
not
but
quite.
we might be lucky enough to be doing our 11th anniversary of the Fallout Roundtable. Possibly.
Yeah.
We might be. Yeah. I mean, that would be a hell of a way to celebrate by getting Fallout 5 and then we'd all play it. That'd be pretty cool. It's wild because think about it. Fallout 1 and 2 are from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And they're still around. People are still playing them. Fallout 3
As a matter of fact,
was-
some people swear by the.
Yeah.
What was it? TKS Mantis just
Yes.
replayed Fallout 1 and went
Yep.
through the whole thing and actually showed us all the original, ending screen, which a lot of people have never seen. And it was really cool to watch him finish the game. I thought that was really neat. Thank you. by the way,
Exactly.
awesome.
I mean, people are
It was
still
very awesome.
playing Fallout from the late 90s. So I feel like, yeah, people are still going to be playing it. As far as 76, I don't know. I think that Fallout 3 and New Vegas and 4, people are still going to play. If
Yeah.
people are still playing 1 and
Yeah.
2 now, I think that 3 in New Vegas and Fallout 4 are going to stand the test of time. I think 76 will make it for certain people. They'll make it for the creators. They'll make it for people who like hanging out with their buddies, but probably only if 76 can continue to keep up with new content or something to keep people invested.
They have to update it, because if they don't update it, it's just going to die off. It'll do the same thing that Galaxies and Star Wars did.
Right.
And that's fade out waiting for the next game to come.
Well, there's other open world games that you can play with your friends that, people are kind of migrating to. And like that's Skyrim the problem. Together. Right. And that's kind of the problem that we have right now is like my group that I used to play with is kind of falling apart because, two girls are playing, Conan. They're playing Conan because you can build in Conan it's Conan. Yeah. So they're all about Conan. And then the other one is, I forget what she's playing now or what she's not playing. I don't know. And it's kind of like our little core group kind of fell apart because everybody's doing something different.
I haven't been playing with my role-playing group. I actually told them I was taking a break because I had other things I needed to do. I wanted to get more involved with my voice acting and things like that.
Right.
So I kind of stepped away from that. I actually started playing. I already beat it though. Played Fallout 3 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't realize how fast I can go through that game because I was just doing the main quest. I didn't really explore a whole lot. I was just kind of doing something. It was just kill time. So I
can't not explore. I can't not get off on those little tangents. Like every time you meet somebody and they're like, oh, go do this. I'm like, okay.
Well, I didn't fast travel a lot. I did walk from point A to point B just to see what kind of popped up. But just by doing that, I still beat it in like 4 days, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It's over.
Well, I just went, I just followed, Dad's path, as to where I'm going. And then, out of nowhere, there I am, not putting the virus in and having, I got the
good ending.
You did the good ending.
I'm trying to remember his name. The super mutant that you befriend.
Fox.
Yeah. So I had Fox go in there because he could survive
what I do.
and then have Fox fix everything, and comes out and he's like, hey, it's great, dude. I'm gonna go.
Everything works. Yeah, and it's like, why wouldn't you send Fox in? It's like you feel
it's so
bad.
great to have a friend like you,
right? It's like he'll be fine.
I think what the reason is because he basically tells you, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this because I just want you to do it. I think it's better if you did it instead of me. Because it's their business, not mine."
Yeah, I get that, but it's like, dude, you can actually withstand it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was really cool with me. He didn't even hesitate. He was like, okay, I'll take care of it. Then he stood. The thing is, you ever watch him while he's in there? Kind of stands there like he's like, how does this damn thing work? He looks back at you a bunch of times. You're like, come on, man, hit the button. Let's go. Come on.
Do it. Do the thing. Go ahead. You got this.
So maybe he's telepathically doing it.
I tend to agree for the most part. I think a lot of the with the community that exists, the Fallout 3 people, the Fallout 4, they're going to keep making, machinimas and for their own creative elements. I think that's really going to continue on. As far as actual gameplay and maybe creating new mods. I just noticed that there is a mod where, because we were considering doing a mod show again. By the way, if you guys would like to see us do another mod show, we would love it if you guys would send in your ideas for good mods that you would like us to talk about.
And we can check them out.
And we would check them out, and then we can talk about them on air, or maybe bring one of you guys on. We're not opposed to that. So one of the ones I noticed, what was it? It was about Minecraft. Modders recreate the entire world of Fallout New Vegas in Minecraft. I thought that was interesting.
I heard about this because I'm a avid Minecraft player, not one of those bad ones that all those memes are all about. But no, I saw it. I'm like, I don't have that much patience to do it, but good on you guys.
Yeah, right. This is coming from the guy that was going to build a Star Destroyer. we were playing in a mod with robots, and his first thought was, I'm going to build a Star Destroyer. Like, okay, you're going to be at that for about the next 2 years. Bye.
It never happened.
No, I don't even think he started.
No, I didn't even start.
So
I couldn't get on.
Like I said, I tend to agree. I think that part of it will go. If Fallout 76, if they continue to add new content and they get us something that to really chew on instead of the BS that they dropped us a couple months ago. I can't remember what that was. It was
I think it was aliens, wasn't it?
No. It's the new mission thing where they screwed up the White Springs.
Oh, you're talking.
yeah, that.
Yeah. So, but anybody here excited by that? What were you like 3 months away from that? Is anybody still excited by it? No, not even a little bit. So, Bethesda, epic fail there. Just so you know. And if you guys are going to do something that's actually going to be good, I would suggest adding in small storylines, adding in brand new missions where you can walk in and they're just missions. They're not, team thing where you go in and somebody can completely screw it up for you and, all that kind of stuff. No, make it where it's like you can go in as an individual, like a solo player storyline, just like if they were playing a solo game in a multiplayer game. Trust
Like
me,
the Brotherhood of Steel lines.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you add some more of that content in there and then make it where people can co-op through it if they want to, make it where you can do that kind of thing, but make it where you can also solo it without a problem. And you can just go in and there's a rich story and it gets more involved in, say, talking about the Enclave or Modus or
I would love more Enclave stuff.
I think it would be great if you had a more in-depth element with Modus or, guys, you know who the Modus files are. I know you guys do. Seriously. Why not use their storylines?
Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
I'm sure Lawrence would not have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Seriously, right, I think Valeria and, Lilith and all of those elements, those would be great stories. Or,
it's already written there. All you have to do is make it
right. Once Upon a Wasteland, steal their storyline. They wouldn't care. Hell, throw them a couple bucks.
Right? Yeah.
Kenneth.
It's all there. It's all there.
Trust me, I think people would get a kick out of having some of their favorite stories that we listen to on these podcasts. If they were to find those elements in the game, because those are the people that are listening to these things,
right?
Are the players.
Yep.
A lot of the times, yes. Okay. So there's people that come across, go, oh, what's this? And find out, oh, it's a great story. But there's also a large portion of these people that play these games. Now, if you were to find a way to incorporate these same stories into Fallout 76 as a add-on modular or make it where they work together. Hell, if you guys call me, I've got a whole thing. You guys ever watch Cheers? All right. I've got a storyline that kind of incorporates a whole feeling of like Cheers, utilizing a character I'm not going to get too far into because you'll steal my idea. But let's just say he's going to get himself into a lot of situations and he's kind of like Norm and Cliff smashed into one human being, but cool.
You did talk about this person once on an episode. Yeah. They'll have to go back and look for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I touched on it, but yeah, I still have like one episode written so far. I'm a terrible writer. Just not in the fact that I have bad ideas. It's just I'm really lazy about writing. I wish I could just sit there and have somebody else write while I spoke out loud. They could do all like.
That sounds good to me.
Me too.
I need that too.
It's like I got a million ideas. I just hate typing and writing because it makes me narcoleptic. It's like reading a book.
I don't mind once I get started. It's just a matter of finding the time to sit down and get started. That's where I struggle.
I can get a good hour every once in a blue moon. But like after that, it's like,
for me, it's like, for me, it's coming up with the ideas of it.
No, the ideas just come flooding to me. I can't stop the ideas. I just need somebody that's not as lazy as I am. It's like, anybody want to partner up? I'll just tell you everything that's on my mind. You guys can type it out, and then we'll get double writer's credit. You'll just be my typist, and I'll
ghostwriter.
I'll give you a writer credit. Anyway, so yeah, I see Fallout 76 surviving if they can get content to continuously issue on. Yeah. Now, beyond the survival in 10 years, I see Fallout 5 coming out, and it being a single player game,
Mhm.
I'm going to see that it will do really good at the beginning.
All
Pretty
Fallout
much.
Yeah,
except
They all do.
76.
They all do right off the
yeah,
beginning.
it'll be
Except
good.
76. Everyone hated 76.
I'm talking
Well,
about
that
Fallout
did have
5.
a rough.
Yeah,
that
I'm
did have
talking
a rough
about Fallout
start.
5 though.
Yeah.
So
But 5 is going to go back to like 4. It's going to be a single player game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I love a multiplayer game,
Mhm.
and I believe that you can do a good
Mhm.
multiplayer Fallout game.
Yeah.
And 76 is not as bad as it apparently was when it started.
Was,
'Cause I
yeah.
wasn't around.
Yeah.
It was
But
pretty bad.
it
Yeah.
needs rich storyline. It needs
Yeah.
a uncorrupted financial element behind it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your system for buying and selling is just flawed.
Yeah.
And you know what you do? You grab the concept of Fallout, you grab the mechanics and the gameplay of Star Wars Galaxies and combine those two together, because there's a crafting element, which is
Mhm.
epically missing from all Fallout games, is a decent
I
crafting.
thought it was in 3.
No, all Fallout games, when it comes to crafting, suck.
Okay, you're not
They have
wrong.
they have a good
but they have
building
one.
element. They have a good building element.
Yeah.
But
a
the-
great
but the
building element.
But the
yeah.
crafting is just so you want to
Yeah.
craft. When you have a crafting system, you want a crafting system where it's possible for somebody to go through and do crazy instances, get their hands on certain materials that nobody else will get their hands on because they're not willing to go through the 900 dungeons to get to that material.
Yeah.
Add that
Exactly.
material to something else that they've got to go through, jump through all these different hoops to get to, and combine those together while they're wearing, their halo and smoking a cigar, and they got the right glasses on and
Yeah.
the earring that gives them all this little extra special abilities. And then they still have to get the right kind of wind up to get that perfect element to where they can get where they can craft an item better than anything that you can get in the game. And then that can be reproduced by somebody who's going to put in the time and take
Yeah.
that element. And then when they sell that item, it doesn't get sold for $5. And then you corrupt the system. There's ways to do these things, and you guys just got to learn how to do that right by learning from what happened in the past instead of just throwing it out there and hoping it works. No, Todd, it doesn't just
And then
work.
banning it when it doesn't work.
No.
I
Bad
saw that
Todd.
coming.
Bad Todd.
Bad.
Okay, so there's my 2 cents on the whole thing. So actually, let's take a quick break and come back so that we can remember to take a break, because sometimes we forget to do that. All right,
Yeah.
we'll be right back after this message, and we'll get right back into this discussion. And yeah, thank you.
Oh.
Let's.
Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And we were talking about what Fallout looks like in 10 years and will it even survive to make it there? So, Norville, let's get your opinion. You're the guest. What do you
We
think?
haven't heard you.
Well, let's see
Yeah.
if will Fallout be here in 10 years? And if so, what's it look like?
I definitely can see it being here in 10 years, especially in the modding community.
Yeah.
Like, if Bethesda just decides to somehow forget about it, like, mods will keep it on life support.
Oh, I agree.
Life support. That's true. Well, I mean,
Can't
if you
say the
think
same
about
about
it,
can't say the same about 76, because like eventually, like, some people are just gonna lose interest over time, and Bethesda will have to shut down the servers as a result.
Yeah, if they don't get enough people, that was
Right.
what I was getting at, is if they don't keep coming with content and keeping refreshing the idea, and it drops down below 1,000 people playing, they're going to shut it down.
yeah.
That's just how it is. They
Yeah,
gotta
and
make
that's
money.
beyond the Adam's shop stuff.
Yeah, precisely. Yes. Yeah, who cares about the little trinket? I mean, yes, the trinkets are cool and all for
But if you're
people who
not
like.
playing, you don't
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Like I haven't been in the Atom Shop in the last, I don't know, 4 weeks because I haven't been playing.
Literally, if I was to go in the
finished
Atom Shop, I probably about 40,000, atoms by
Oh
now.
wow. Yeah.
Just because I haven't been buying anything. I mean, I go on there.
Yeah.
I actually haven't been on there in probably a month.
I haven't
Maybe
been on
longer.
there in
And
like,
about the same because
like a year.
you probably. I finished the last scoreboard and I know I won't get in there until the next one starts, which is probably going to be soon, but
Yeah.
And I know that they came out with something new.
You're just
recently.
Hogwarted
I
out.
might
That's
have
what
to go.
it is. You're all
I
about
am. I'm
Oh,
actually
you
starting a second
Hogwarts.
playthrough. I need to start New Vegas. I do. I need to start that.
And we will be there.
I know. I need
Yes.
to. I need to stream or something. I need to figure out how to do
To
that.
be your peanut gallery and tell you, no, you're doing it
Yeah.
wrong.
What? How
know.
to stream the game?
That I need to figure out. Yes, and
Just
then
go to Twitch, dude. I can get
I
Twitch
have
it
Twitch.
out.
It's just yeah.
getting
Yeah.
the stream going is easy enough. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't. I mean, yeah, because one, if you use Twitch Studio, that kind of
Yeah.
is a easy walkthrough kind of way to get the stream
Right.
going, and you can start that way, and then eventually, you just got to kind of nail my foot to the floor for 15 minutes and ask me how OBS works. You know?
I can do that. I could probably
Yeah.
get a hold of you sometime.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, just I'm constantly, doing something. That's
I
the
know.
problem with me is it's like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing some voice acting right now. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
about to do an interview. Yeah,
Right.
Nah,
I know.
sorry.
Yeah. If you're not working, it's always something else. You
I keep myself busy on
kids
purpose.
well, if you're busy, you're not getting in trouble, right?
Maybe that's why I do it. Maybe
don't
I'm just trying not to backpedal my life. It's like,
That's probably good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I agree though with Norval about modders keeping it going because I mean, look at all the stuff we have coming out in the based on Fallout 4 in the Fallout 4 engine. All the mods that we have on the horizon. We've got Fallout London, we've got Ashfall, we've got what else? Miami. And God, there's so many more. There's the one that's based in Mexico, but I can't think of the name of it.
I just looked.
Oh, Nuevo Mexico.
Yeah, that's
And
the
then
one. I was just looking at it.
what else is there?
Um,
Oh, there's so
like I said, there's New
much.
Vegas stuff going on. It's like,
Yeah,
There's always
somebody
New
was
Vegas.
doing
There's
something in New
always
Vegas.
New Vegas.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's like a ton of stuff coming up. Tons and tons. Oh, I suppose I could look through my Discord to see because I know I've got a bunch of them in here.
yeah, I know there's Fallout
Fallout
Cascadia,
Nuevo.
but
Yeah,
there haven't been updates on that for like a while.
Ashfall.
Yeah, Cascadia I've noticed has been because I follow the big
Mhm.
ones, the Miami deal,
Project Arroyo.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to the subject of
Empire
mods,
Wastes.
I know we're talking about what's going to be like in 10 years, but we're kind of on the consensus that the mods are going to be the big stake. I went on to go to Nexus Mods I was going to use Fallout 3 like graphic mod to upgrade the graphics.
Yeah.
But it was telling me that I needed to install something else to be able to even use other mods.
Norval could probably help you that because he's
Yeah,
pretty familiar with
I'm a
Nexus.
console modder. I'm not a PC modder.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
you
lot
have
of
to
what
ask-
you're
wheelhouse.
going to be using is based off of a mod manager.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was talking
Yeah,
about, you got to download this to be able to even put the mods in. I'm like, why can't I just put the mod in? Why is it always got to be jump through this hoop, jump through that hoop?
I mean, you can, but it's a lot more convenient to use a mod manager.
Yeah, I think so because it keeps your mods in load order or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give that a shot.
But ask him because he knows, and he's
Well,
in our
yeah.
Discord.
Well, the only thing,
He's been modding stuff for a while.
yeah,
on
I mean, the
PC.
only thing I'm interested in
Mhm.
is like updating the graphics because, like, at night when you're walking through like Fallout 3
Mhm.
and you're like looking at the bushes, they almost look like a negative, like a film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why was the graphics that bad? I don't remember that.
I don't remember them being that bad, but I played it on
Yeah.
Xbox when I played
Xbox,
it. I haven't played
it wasn't. It's not that bad on Xbox.
I don't remember
'cause
having
I
problems with
play.
the graphics.
If I
I don't know.
remember
All I
right,
know is uses
Did,
Oh,
the
yeah.
did
same
they even
engine
have
as
Xbox
Oblivion.
when Fallout 3 came out?
360. That's what I played
Okay.
it on.
I put it on Xbox One.
Yeah, like
yeah, we
late
have it on our
2000s.
360.
I had to ask because I now have a 360.
Yeah.
So it's like
Welcome to the 21st century, my friend. There are some great games on 360.
I mean 20th, right? From 360.
Yeah,
20th
Yeah,
century.
I get. Yeah.
we're
Welcome to the
in
20th
the 21st.
century. Yeah, welcome to the 20th century, my friend.
I was born in the 20th century, dude.
So was I.
Yeah, people, it's funny. I hear like not my kids, but other people's kids, they'll talk about technology and they think that we don't have a clue. And I'm like, we invented all this shit.
I know, right?
We invented you.
That microphone you're talking on, yeah, it works because we made it work.
Exactly.
We're the
Tested
guys
it.
that opened the computer and took all
Yeah.
the little parts and put them and made them in spaces and stuff. Yeah, we're the guys in the garage. Yeah.
Wow.
They're like,
R.I.P.
you
Amazes
can't even
me.
program a
Jobs.
VCR. No. That was our parents that couldn't program a VCR.
Right. No, we
We
totally
built
rocked
We,
the
the
I
VCR.
can program a VCR.
We can rock the VCR.
I can. I was born, even though I'm a young guy here. I still know how to program a VCR.
Still no.
It still does.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't really matter anymore.
No, it doesn't
No,
matter
it
anymore.
and that
No.
stuff's
What are you gonna do
ancient
with it?
by now.
Unless you
Mhm.
work for an
know.
old company with a really, really old security system.
Oh,
Oh, I
my
still got.
God,
I still got a
yeah.
VCR. I still got
Yeah.
a VCR.
Wonder how many companies are still recording their security on VCR tapes.
There's a few of them
VHS.
out there.
There are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. And their security systems probably don't work.
Oh, no,
I
they're
know
not very good,
where
I
I
can tell you that.
used to work. The place I used to work did, and,
Oof.
and their security system was grainy as all heck.
Yeah.
We could. Someone shoplifted one time out in the middle of daylight, and we had to call the cops. Obviously.
We're drifting off a subject here,
I
so
was gonna say,
Yeah,
like there one time in band camp, I had a flute. Yeah, let's not go there.
getting Left 4
yeah.
Dead flashbacks.
So actually,
no, don't
but-
bring those up.
but-
No.
but Maverick, it
Never
is
tell you about the time.
right. So obviously, you think it survives. What do you think Fallout 5 has in store?
Fallout 5, I think, will probably expand upon the building that it brought in Fallout 4. I think there'll be more places. I think that you could probably, because I believe they'll move out of the coastline and more inward. Maybe on the East Coast, maybe, or maybe the Midwest. Try to figure out Chicago,
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I
Something
still want to go to Mexico.
I want to go to
I don't
China.
know that they'll go out of the country.
No,
You know.
that would be creative.
I know.
I think that,
but there's like
I
a lot
think,
of
to be honest,
there's a lot of like things that they'll probably have to figure out that they probably just don't feel like messing with.
Yeah, like Hawaii.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to Hawaii.
Yeah, everyone just like completely forgot about Hawaii.
Everyone
Hawaii
was so focused
that
on
was what I
Alaska
thought.
that we forgot about Hawaii.
So when you guys were talking about the underwater, I was like, dude, I got this. Like Vault-Tec planned for this because they knew that after nuclear activity, there was probably going to be a lot of seismic activity. So you were going to have like a lot of volcanoes going off and you were probably going to like lose California or whatever. So they made vaults in the ocean to protect the people that lived on islands and whatnot. And so like
Fallout, but underwater.
if you were talking about Fallout underwater and you were talking about living in the vaults and you were talking about like if it were in Hawaii first say, and you were talking about like, oh, but everything would have to be underwater. You don't really want to go on land. Well, you can't go on land because it's too dangerous. There's volcanoes going off all the time and it's not really, it's too treacherous to go on land, but you have to for resources. You have to kind of risk it sometimes. You got to time it between eruptions or whatever. And then you've got to fight giant sea monsters. And I know you guys were touching on it, like giant sharks and giant whatever. And what did Gingerino said? Kraken. Sure, have a kraken. They exist.
An octopi.
Yeah, I
Better
mean, all
trauma
those things
by
are like
first
this, the
person.
earth splits open and all these crazy things come out, right? Like just random awful things. So you have all that. And I was just
Leviathans,
like,
Kraken.
it works, you know? So I'm thinking Vault-Tec probably would have taken that into account for the people that live in the islands, knowing that after we have this horrible war, that there's then going to be a lot of seismic activity following, you know, and that's going to cause changes in the Earth's
A Tyrannosaurus Rex
landscape.
seahorse.
There you
That
go.
would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty
That'd
cool.
be scary, but it'd be pretty
Seahorse,
cool.
the little T-Rex arms.
That's what I'm saying. Rah! But a big old huge.
And he'll have to, I have to get
big
you with
old-
my tail because I have no hands.
A big old carnivore seahorse.
Nom, nom,
Its
nom.
head's so heavy that it like when it swims, it crashes into shit.
Bonk,
Great.
bonk.
So who knows? Maybe Fallout 5 will do something crazy like that. Or maybe Fallout 5 will be in space. I don't know.
I don't see that. No,
I hope not because
No.
you know,
I hope
they
not
can't do
either.
2 space games in a row.
Yeah, the Starfield thing.
Yeah,
if you were to do
Starfield is
Fallout and then
already Fallout
Starfield
in space.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody already
Yeah, I
said
don't
it's
really see
Fallout.
if
Nah.
how Fallout could be implemented to space.
Aliens
Frontier tried that, but that
Well, maybe
wasn't-
they'll find out that
that wasn't good.
the Enclave did, or Vault-Tec or whoever did manage to get people into space.
I would like to see a Fallout where they actually come up with vehicles. Like,
Yeah.
how is it be irradiated and not have a single vehicle? Like, you know, nuclear
an
powered ships and
ATV.
stuff
But
like
the
that.
EMP goes off, nothing's gonna
Yeah,
work.
EMP makes
Yeah.
It's like an
sense.
EMP going off, nothing's gonna work.
Yeah, but all right.
But what
so
about post-war?
think of this? Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, how's everything gonna get fixed?
Here's my idea for a Fallout vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. Grab a
A
bicycle.
wagon.
Grab
A
a bicycle.
bicycle. Yeah.
Grab,
They're all over 76.
grab multiple bicycles. You know, the tri bikes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You could utilize the gearing ratios on those, create secondary gears that go from large gear to smaller gear to smaller gear to smaller gear. By turning the larger gear and going to the smaller gears, because we are intelligent enough to figure out how gear ratio works, we can make it where one turn of a bicycle thing is like 15 turns on the other thing. We can get a bicycle go like 100 miles an hour with 5 or 6 people pedaling at the same time. And you could steer. You see how that works?
But where do you find the roads that can handle 100-mile-an-hour
Just get a mountain
bicycle?
bike.
We have
Just put him in the
ton-
Midwest.
Mountain bike.
So
Get a
we
mountain bike.
already have
Got
the
them big
roads.
old tires. It'll be fine.
We already have the roads. You just got to repair them.
Yeah, you got to repair them. Yeah.
Like I said, a more better expanded building.
We are
complex.
pillars of the English language here, folks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get those raiders in line and put them out there. It's
Yeah.
the road, dude.
Chain ganging them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them out there
Chain
with
gang.
making new
That's what I was
asphalt,
Boom,
you know?
boom, boom.
New asphalt or some sort of like thatch
Right.
patch or something. I don't know. We're out there smoothing it. Even if it's a dirt road, dude, who
Let it out
cares?
there.
It's a road. You know?
It's
Right.
a road.
Patch it all up. Patch it all
But
up.
you know, anyway, that was where I was thinking about that. But like, you know what I mean? We can get creative with making. I mean, you already got vertibirds and all this other stuff floating around.
I know.
That
Just
well,
make us pilot them.
How can you have a vertibird if the EMP knocked everything out?
That's a great question. Great question.
Hello.
Or like the
Not to mention, we already have like power generators that can be built in Fallout 4. So
Ding
I don't
ding
see
ding ding
how-
ding.
exactly.
I don't see how we can't build like cars that actually work after
Using
like
those
the war
generators.
already ended. Like go all Mad Max
Generator's
on
an
that.
engine. You just got to apply it to whatever you want to apply it to. You could mount that
Mhm.
engine onto a track set. Trust me, dude. With the ingenuity of the people that are on that period of time, they could figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, people are going to want to get around. They'll make something happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I-
probably somewhere in like the Rust Belt.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think the crafting element of 5 will be like? Any speculations? I mean, obviously, you would think they would try to up. They got to up the ante, right? They're not just going to
Yeah.
put out another
'cause
game with better graphics
with the
I mean,
same stuff.
Yeah.
Because they'll be an Unreal. Well, they'll have more than Unreal 5 by then. They'll probably be up to 8 or 10 by then.
well, what did they use for Starfield?
5. Did they use 4?
I think they use 4.
Because I know
They did use the Unreal Engine for Starfield, though.
I thought they did.
I wonder why they wouldn't just rebuild a new engine. Back in the
Couldn't
day,
say.
games, that's why Unreal 5 exists, is because back in the day, games actually created their own engines.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they went, oh, wow, Unreal Engine
Well,
works
I
really
know
good. We're
Unreal
just going to use that one
5
over
is
and over and over
out
again.
because that's what.
I guess according to this article, it is a overhauled creation engine. It doesn't exactly say it's the Unreal 5.
Overhauled engine creation, but aren't they
Creation
the ones that came up
Engine
with the
2.
Creation Engine 2? That must be what they're calling it then. But I thought they were the ones that came up with the Unreal Engine.
Nope.
No, I
Nope.
think that was Epic.
No,
Oh.
Unreal's Epic. I'm pretty sure it's Epic.
Ah,
Actually, it wasn't Epic many, many years ago, though. I think it was another company back then when they first came out with the Unreal tournaments and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Epic Games. Well, maybe. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Actually, I'm wrong probably most of the time.
I know that feeling. Let's
Trying
see.
to
What will it
find
look
out
like?
rather. Oh,
There will
Starfield
be
is built
building.
yeah.
Yeah, it's their own engine.
Yeah, it's their own
Their
engine.
own engine. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the first to be built in the new engine. It's
Okay.
Creation Engine 2. Or it's different than what they're using
What they
in
use for
70. Yeah, it's different. Whole lot different.
Yeah.
Good.
And it also says, side note on Starfield, for everyone who wants to know about Starfield will be moddable. Just out there. There you go.
I also heard some other things about Starfield that'll be interesting as far as character interactions and stuff like that.
It actually looks like a good game. But this is a Fallout podcast, not Starfield podcast.
Nah.
Yeah, Starfield isn't even out yet.
No.
As far as I'm aware.
Believe it when we see it.
We're Bethesda all the way when we get to the end of it all, though.
True.
Clean.
Please
Sorry,
sponsor
I don't
us.
have those
All for
snarky things.
Todd.
Todd watches us.
You know
Please
he's our
help.
biggest fan. Our biggest fan.
My
No,
biggest
so-
fan's over here. It's not on right now, though.
No, they make too
Well,
much
my
noise.
biggest fan is upstairs. It's also not on either.
That was my didn't. Anyway. All right.
Fallout 5. So we expect building.
Building.
Obviously modding because people will
More
mod it.
settlements. Maybe. Better
Mm.
settlements.
I bet there will be
factions.
I'll bet there will be no
factions. I love
Preston
factions.
Garvey.
I
Yeah, no
hope not.
Preston.
There
I
will be
I hope the game starts with it'd be like Preston Garvey goes, "I've got a mission for you," and out of nowhere, just boom, his head blows right off,
Oh, God.
and it's
Well,
just
let me
some
see.
like wastelander walking by, going, "Hey, did anybody? Let's go ahead and take this town over here." Who was that guy?
What's the
who
new
cares?
person going to be called? Because there was the Lone Wanderer, the Soul Survivor, the
Diver.
Courier, and the what? What are you going to call him?
The Diver.
The Prophecy Keeper?
Ooh, even better than the Diver. Yeah.
The Diver.
We'll put it about 500 years out from the last.
That's another thing. Like, what do you think what the setting
think
is? Because
isn't-
4 is
isn't
like
4
200 years
yeah.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 is
So would
the
it be
farthest one out.
Yeah. Would it be 4 or after 4?
I would prefer it be after 4 and way after 4. Like,
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, like
what I-
way after.
Well, yeah,
Because a
enough-
lot of people are asking for like right at the time of the war, so they can see like before and
Yeah.
then go through it.
then
and-
remake 1.
right.
You know, if you're gonna do that,
I-
remake
I
it,
would-
but don't make it Fallout 5.
I
Remake
mean, there
1.
is the Frost mod for Fallout 4, which takes place immediately after the bombs drop.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think
Yeah.
Fallout
Yeah.
5 should be-
prelude.
I would like it if Fallout 5 was actually like 400 or 500 years after everything happened, and we started to rebuild society, and things changed, and we actually started to like kind of like put things together again, and then we started warring with each other all over again.
Yeah,
So basically everything starts over again.
Yeah. And we got
So
new
it's like
factions.
we
We've got
destroyed everything just so we could build it all and start over again.
and destroy it
redestroy it.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And so we're like partially wasteland, partially big city. Almost
Depending
like
on where you are, because obviously the cities are going to develop.
Remember we were
faster.
talking about mashups?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blender time. Bring out the blender.
Cyberpunk and Fallout.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Keanu Reeves.
I like that though, because then you're getting that taste of like, oh, civilization,
technology,
society is all coming back, and then all these like countries or like governments are coming back together and reforming, and you're getting different areas, so you're getting different governments, which is like your new factions, because you're going to have different. And then of course,
you got to appeal to a whole
they start
new demographic
warring because everybody wants more and everybody's greedy and nobody can live together.
And you're dealing with a whole new demographic of kids coming out. 10
Yeah,
years from now,
true.
you gotta kind of try
Very
to read the
different
tea
kids.
leaves.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you got to try to read the tea leaves, man. I mean,
Very different kids
maybe
in
what
10
they can
years.
do is import support groups into the game, so all the snowflakes have somewhere to go.
Oh my god.
I knew it was coming.
Oh Lord.
I figured that would be coming soon.
Therapist rooms or something.
Yeah, you know,
Therapist
Safe
rooms,
spaces.
rage rooms.
Safe spaces, yeah. Not rage rooms. You need your safe space.
what do you mean? They need their safe spaces. Maybe like free tissues just pop out of your computer while they're playing the game.
Somebody shot me. Oh, you poor baby.
While they're holding the
Oh.
mouse,
Here's a
they'll recreate the mouse with a Thorazine drip inside the handle. Boop boop. I'm okay now. I can handle this. My emotions can take it now. I'm canceling you. Oh yeah, maybe they can make it where you can cancel something in game. You know, they get pissed off and they don't like it. They can just
I want to
cancel.
cancel the super mutants.
We already have that. It's called the kill command.
Kill command.
Yeah, you go into console, you click on an NPC, and you type in kill.
He's talking
Is
about
that how you
download
got rid of
stuff.
Marcy? I thought you just shot her.
So
Power word.
that would be another really cool thing,
Kill.
is having it where the super mutants of that period, and like 400 or 500 years later, have actually figured out how to incorporate themselves within society, and they've actually not the mindless drones that they once were. They're more like
they're all walking
Bram.
around in business suits and stuff.
Well, they're like
That
Bram.
actually would be pretty interesting.
Vox,
I would love to see something.
and
like
then
that.
have a new form of mm, not so much a scorched, but something kind of just new but really dangerous. Why did we get a crotch shot? That was weird. Anyway, but something new and kind of, actually, I would rather find something to scare the hell out of me. You know, like
scare the hell out of us at this point, you know?
Yeah, we've seen it all, man.
super fast centaurs.
Oh God, those are just nasty. I
Don't
hated
know.
those things. Those
Well,
are just
something,
No.
something, or you know what? Something in the mix between that and, like, let's say, not necessarily creatures, but like twisted humans. Like not so much scorched. Like, let's say the FEV kind of just warps some minds, or it's not even the FEV. Maybe it has something to do with a combination of the radiation and things. And like Mothman people got really twisted and started doing really sick stuff. You know, or Caesar's Legion, like a faction, like was like, oh, there was these guys 400 years ago, the Caesar's Legion, and they recreate the Legion, and they do it in a way where they do the sickest, most twisted shit. That would be crazy.
So reincarnations of old factions.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you remember how bad Caesar's Legion actually was.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, Caesar's
Very
Legion,
twisted, man.
bad.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
and
why don't
some
we
of-
just take that and dial it up to 11?
That you had-
Exactly.
reanimation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
you
they're
know,
after.
And then like
Bring them back to
factions like,
life.
and then you still have factions that are underground, like the Institute. You
The
know,
railroad.
they stayed.
No one likes the
and then you
railroad.
find out in Fallout 5 that the Institute and the Enclave are in cahoots and they work together and
with Vault Tech.
with Vault Tech, and they're all just they were like, everything worked out perfectly. Look at what we've got going on.
Look where we are. Everything's on track.
President was like, yep, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you,
Mhm.
America.
Yeah.
God bless America. God bless the Enclave.
I feel like
Yep.
I should say that since I'm a Fallout fan, an Enclave fan.
Yeah. See, and I'm a Brotherhood of Steel guy, just because I like the concept. But I like all the factions that we already have. We could flip that all on its head, make it where the Commonwealth actually ends up being the corrupt government, and the Enclave is the ones fighting for freedom because they're the ones that are in the alleyways now. You could turn everything on its head.
You could.
Yeah, like it doesn't even have to be like, it could be like a detachment, like with what Bethesda did with Lion's Pride, or with like the Midwestern
Outcast,
Brotherhood, where they just completely abandoned Dogma.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Outcasts like totally took over, and
now the Outcasts rule everything.
Everybody joined
and
them.
Now they're this twisted group, and like Caesar's Legion is like their henchmen. I mean, dude, you could
that's their muscle.
Yeah, that's their in-town muscle. Like they're the Italian mafia version, but instead of walking around in suits and whatnot, they're walking around like Caesar's Legion, literally, and just
dogs on their head,
doing totally, maybe they could, change it up a little bit just to make it, make it more grotesque in some way.
More grotesque than wearing a dog on your head.
Oh, more Road Warrior-ish.
No.
Mad Max-ish.
Yeah, that I'd actually like to see.
How can I say? I have
we
good
need some
ideas.
Creativity in this series, to be honest.
We do.
Well, it's just it needs to spark a new life. So if you're thinking about 10 years down the road, you got to shock the system.
Yeah,
big old shock.
Don't hold on to nostalgia.
And it's got to be big because
we've done
been
nostalgia
so long. There's like there's going to be a huge gap between 4 and 5.
New.
Well, and so you got to make everybody go, oh shoot, let's check this out. But you got to always
good game.
Yeah, where did this come from? And then they're going to look back at Fallout 4 and they're going to be asking you guys to go, hey, can you guys update Fallout 4 so our computers can handle it? And then they're going to start remodding all over again Fallout 4. And then they're going to do the same thing to Fallout 5. Then they're going to go, oh, wow, well, there's this game called Fallout 3 in New Vegas. And then they're going to go, can you guys remake? And then you remake 1 and 2.
Yes.
And you
remake 1 and 2.
You do it within 3 years of Fallout 5
wouldn't that
coming
be
out.
Great? That's what they need to do.
Now we're getting into that territory past 10 years.
Because wasn't that the thing that kept us going between 3 and 4 was having New Vegas come out?
Yeah,
that is literally what it was. And so if you had 5 come out, or even before 5 comes out, do a remake of
something.
Do a remake of 1.
Something come out.
Something that is a third person or first person element that you can go through and do the Fallout 1 storyline.
Yeah.
And upgrade. I mean, and it's the same storyline. You don't have to change anything.
Right. Yeah, everything.
Just make it where you can go through the game.
Use your whole asset.
Yeah, and then just create it. Basically smash 1 and 4 into one game. Done.
Yeah, just don't get Fallout for the Skyrim treatment and re-release it.
No.
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 Yeah. Let's not do that.
I don't play Skyrim, but I have friends that play Skyrim, and everyone says the same thing. No.
Yeah, just no.
All right, guys. So, any more ideas? Anything you guys got about Fallout 5 and maybe where we'll be in 10 years? Or
hopefully releasing.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're all still here, hit by a meteor.
Yeah.
You'll probably for sure be around still, buddy. You'll only be in your mid-30s.
Yeah, if you think about it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm only a 20-some-year-old guy.
Yeah, I'll be like 58.
You can still podcast. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh, I'll keep trucking till the wheels will fall off this count.
Yeah.
Oh, you me both. You me both. You me both.
Yeah. What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll just be out here going, hey, You still playing that Fallout games? Yeah.
What them Fallout games doing, bro?
You know what's funny?
I'll be looking
when I
through
was
the nursing
younger, I
homes
used
and
to
be
make
like, "How's
jokes
your
about,
internet?"
like, how I could sound like an old person. Now I'm an old person, and I'm trying to make it where I sound like a young person. It doesn't work the same. I don't. Oh, hold on.
Put your teeth back in.
Okay, here we go. All right, folks. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show, and let us know where you see us in 10 years, or what are your hopes, dreams, and your fears of Fallout 5. Go ahead and send us a message.
Fallout in 10 years in general.
In general, yeah.
In general, yeah. So send us a tweet at Fallout RTB, or you can send us an email at falloutrtb@gmail.com.
You did the same thing I did.
You did.
Well, I did say at, but I didn't say at.
Right.
Yeah, just don't say at.
Yeah. But unless it's
also
Star
comment.
Wars,
You can
unless it's Star
comment.
Wars, then you do call it at. It's not an AT-AT.
Then you do, yes, you do.
Yes,
which is
I've
weird
heard
because
this
it-
story.
That's the wrong.
because if what's really weird about that is it's an at, but it's not an ATST.
or an
Atsta?
ATTE.
No, it's not a atsta.
That's
Nah.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's an
I
AT&T.
can see
No.
the reasoning behind it, because for like my whole life I just called it AT-AT, but like
I always have to. I didn't know it was an actual thing.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
is an actual
I did that
thing.
on purpose because I was like having fun with everybody's mind. Anyway, folks, let's say goodnight, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.